Hello, everyone. Welcome to Leadership and Mentorship podcast, the podcast for emerging leaders, where we emphasize the price points of leaders, the journeys of leaders, the price they have paid, how they became aware of their leadership potential, and also the role of mentorship in making them to become an effective leader. And with me today is a guest that I've been looking forward to have on this podcast. I was on this podcast about maybe like some months ago, like almost 2 years now, let's say, or let's 18 months ago. And I learned a lot from him. And what was really inspiring about him is my fellow Maxwell, certified speaker, coach, and trainer, but he's also a medical doctor and is a cardiologist in training in the United Kingdom and Europe. And I just love people that find a purpose for living. A lot of people have made an excuse that, oh yeah, I'm busy, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, I can't do any other thing. And I believe your career can be a barrier to your calling. But if you find meaning in living by discovering your purpose, that your career can become your calling. The person that started our Daily Bread is a family physician in Michigan. And today, our Daily Bread has reached more than 176 nations, even not more almost 200 nations in the world. Many people have been blessed every day, because of what that man did. So don't tell me you're busy 24/7, that there's something you are born to do. There's something you are born to do. Don't live this life unwept. It was someone that said that when someone died, he said the person died unwept. To die unwept means to die and nobody cry. Mm-hmm. Nelson Mandela said, when you are born, you cry and everybody smile. So when you die, make sure you smile while everyone is crying. Robin Sharma wrote a book, and I've read that book, beautiful book, said, will we cry when you die?
When you die.
Some people, when they die, everybody smile. They are happy. Oh, thank God, this person is. And this happened to Alfred Nobel, the person that started Nobel Prize. When the brother died, they thought it was him. So they put the brother's name, but they put his picture in the obituary. And when everybody saw the pictures, they say, oh, this man that made his money from killing people, because he was a producer of dynamite, has died. And he now saw that, wow, is this how people are going to remember me when I leave? When he saw that, he said, I can still make a difference while I'm alive. That's how he started the Alfred Nobel Prize Award. And that's what is remembered for today. You see, what do you want to be remembered for? So I want to challenge you through this podcast. And this is a unique personality that we have today. So welcome with me, my friend, brother, and fellow Maxwell Leadership Speaker, Coach, and Trainer, Dr. Tunde Kukoyi, all the way from United Kingdom. How are you doing, sir?
Hi, Dr. Koku. Good to be here today.
Yeah.
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to the Leadership Advancement Mentorship Podcast. It's a pleasure.
Okay, so let's meet you, please, because you are a pro in this area. You've hosted great minds and other people. So let's meet you. Who is Dr. Tunde Kukoyi? What do you want people to know about you? Tell us something about you. Thank you.
All right. So my name is Tunde Kukoyi, as Dr. Koku said, and as it's showing on the screen. And I'm actually passionate about helping young professionals find out what they are passionate about so that they can bring their best to the world and have some significance to the world. My values include relationships, responsibility, creativity, service, health and well-being. And I'm interested in healthcare, wellness, leadership, and personal development. And this reflects in the things that I do. That's why I work as a medical doctor. I'm also a Maxwell Certified Leadership Trainer and Speaker. So these are the ways that I bring out my values and my interests to life. I'm also a person of faith. I'm a Christian. I believe that man is made up of spirit, soul, and body. And I believe that there's that spiritual aspect of me that needs to find expression as I live here on earth. I'm married and I have 2 children. The second one only came a few days ago. And in a nutshell,
Wow,
that's me.
congratulations. You've been
Thank
busy.
you. Yes, I have. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, one question I would like to start. I don't start this kind of question. How do you combine your being a physician and then to being a leadership trainer and an advocate of leadership? And I see what you do. You've touched so many lives through your Professional Hub podcast, and I've been on it. I was privileged, to be the second person you interviewed, and a lot of people tell me about it. I saw you on Dr. Kukoyi stuff. I said, wow, 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 wow. I mean, and that was like, yeah. I asked the people that have called me, got in touch with me. I mean, to speak with me because they saw me on your podcast. Yeah. So how do you combine your busy life as a physician and with your passion, your meaning, embracing purpose, and finding a way to still, because a lot of people, and because I'm from that world, a lot of my friends believe that some, not just my friends, some people, they believe that you can do both, and that I know that you just, it shows you are not serious and all that stuff. So what would be your word for people in the medical macrocosm?
Yeah, so to be honest, sometimes it could be challenging, but I believe that it's actually worth it, and that is why I do it. And I'll take you to a story very quickly about why I do what I do. So some few years back, I was in the hospital, working in the hospital as usual, and I remember seeing one of my consultants. He had finished, I mean, he was a consultant, a top-notch consultant. He has finished work for the day, and he was just dragging himself on the ward, and it was just like, oh, what a life. And I saw in him that, I mean, I just looked at him and I was like, hold on a minute, I'm working to become a consultant, and this person is already a consultant, and he still doesn't feel passionate about life. He still doesn't feel energized. And a few weeks after, I also met someone who had worked as a nurse for many years. She had retired after being a nurse, and then what I saw she was doing, she was actually driving a taxi cab. And she was like, she's doing it because she didn't have anything else to do, because she had retired and she didn't want to come back to the hospital to work as a nurse. And she just needed something to do. And then it struck me that a lot of people do not find out what they are passionate about early in life, because at some point, even if you were to work for that long, at some point you have to retire from your career, but you cannot retire from your calling or from your purpose. And that's why I decided to go on my own quest to find out what am I passionate about, what is my own purpose, and how can I bring it to expression. In terms of how I combine it with medicine, is actually finding the balance. There are times that I've had a lot of busy schedules, and I've had to like reduce the activities, personal and professional development activities I'm doing. But it's not that I'm stopping them, I'm reducing them. But once I have that time, during COVID was when I had a lot of time, and then I wrote my book, I started a lot of things. But I've kept on with my video podcast, which is the Passionate Professional series. So it's actually finding a balance. And we always say that there is no time, but we always find times for things that are significant to us. Someone said that the way that you know what is important to you is by how you spend your time. So if you do a time track and you see what you spent your time on, if you spend your time for example, watching TV, then that means that it was important to you. So we can always find time for what is important to us. And that is why I've decided that personal development, professional development is important to me, and therefore I have to make out time for it. Of course, there's the element of finding the balance. But yeah, definitely, there's always time for the things that are important to you.
Wow, I really appreciate your perspective on this. Like I said, I mean, that story was very thought-provoking about someone that has been a nurse before, now retired from nursing, now driving a cab. I mean, that was really, and about the consultant, you talk about that, what a life. And you see, to me, this has been my quest, and this has been, and when I tell people, they say, oh, and listen, it's just one brand that I have brought to work is that I've taken time to really do is live your dream. I did a mastermind called Live Your Dream. Live Your Dream, transformational training and leadership development. And through that, I mean, so many things came alive. In fact, that was one of the reasons why I went after Talita Bokwiso. And because I was reading that book, Put Your Dream to Test. And so that content has changed my life. Because, and this inspiration that came to me said, you are either living your dream, Living, or living your dream, Leaving. Every day of our life, we are either living our dream. Now, if you are not living your dream, you are not living, you are just existing. So if you're not living your dream, Living, that means you are living your dream, Leaving. So many people are leaving their dream behind. They're doing nothing about it. And Martin Luther King Jr. said, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, until a man has discovered what he can die for, he's not fit to live. And Ellen Keller said, life is an exciting business. And it's most exciting when lived for others. You see, I tell you, without significance, your life will be insignificant. That's why there are 4 people in life. This whole world is made of 4 different kinds of people. Number 1, we have people that are unaware. They go through life unaware. There are people I call the no impact people. When you meet them, you can remember that you met somebody. You know, they are an afterthought. The second kind of people are motivational people. People that motivate us. They play to our motive. They encourage us that if you do this, you will get this. If you do this, you will get this. The third set of people are the inspirational people. These are people that inspires us. And they move us to the point of our inner core, our spirit. They touched us in a unique way. They move us spiritually, emotionally. They inspire us. The last one is the aspirational people. These are people that we want to be like. We want to aspire to be like them. Because they are so phenomenal. It is these aspirational people that change the world. You know, and the thing is that, and everybody can, and that's my passion. How can I help people? Move people from no impact, move them beyond motivation, move them beyond inspiration, and to make them to be aspirational people. The reason is this: we all are not motivated or inspired 24/7. Sure. What carries us through life is not inspiration, it's not motivation. It is our habits and rituals. And that's what aspirational people are all about. They don't rely on inspiration, they don't rely on motivation, they rely on their habits and their rituals. There are things that they do daily, and that's where discipline comes, because discipline will lead to habits will lead to consistency, and consistency will lead to growth. Now, what you said really touched me. It touched my heart about that nurse, about that consultant. You know, when I was in medical school, and I released a book 20 years ago. It's called Understanding Your Gift. This year, I'm going to revise and upgrade the book. I took the book to a consultant dermatologist. I won't mention his name, and it will remain anonymous. And I just want some people to review the book, you know, to talk about the book on the event, because here am I'm a medical student still in medical school, publishing a book, and now asking a consultant to just talk about the book. And most of the people that are going to be in the event are also the medical environment, to have other people coming that are not from the medical, but most of them, because I'm still in medical school. So I invited all my friends, all my sets. But this one thing I found out, it was so uncomfortable to do that. And I said, why? He said, he's just realizing that he didn't know what his purpose is. Wow. And now a medical student coming to him, a whole course of dermatologist for many years. And this little man has written a book that makes him to reflect on his own life, that in all conscience, I can't do this because I'm just trying to find out, what is my purpose? Miles Morris said, it is better to be dead and not to be alive than to be alive and not know why. I mean, I can't talk about this all day because you listen. The reason is this podcast. I don't want to do it like any other podcast. I want it to be for people that we find purpose. Please, can you share with us, how did you find purpose? How? What at what point in your life did you discover purpose?
Right. So I would like to say that, I had this moment that I was just walking and then the light shone on me and I discovered this was my purpose. But no, that's not the case. As many people find that your purpose actually becomes clearer to you sometimes as you go along in your journey. I kind of always bring this back to the story of Abraham, when God said that he should go out and then he'll take him to a land that he will show him. So it's not like he already saw it from the start. And it's just like also when they say faith is taking a step without seeing the whole staircase. So I always tell people, like, your purpose, I mean, it's I actually brought someone to my podcast and she's also, they call her the happy professor, the purpose professor, and she broke it down into how you should know your purpose. Obviously it was not a religious setting with our conversation, because obviously Miles Morrow, like you said, always says that your purpose comes from God because he's the creator and he has the manual. And it's just like if you have the person that has created and knows the manual, then he knows what you're made for and how you're supposed to function. But I always tell people, like, your purpose is usually about other people. It's not usually about you, because nobody was created for him or herself. So your purpose is not usually about you, it's about other people. And your purpose is usually a single thing, whereas your passions, you can have many passions. So I'm passionate about music, I'm passionate about children, but your purpose is usually just one thing. And the other thing I always tell people is, like, your passions are like what you do. Okay, I do this, I do that, but your purpose is why you do it. So for me, I would say my purpose, basically, I found out from the experiences that I shared with you over time, that basically it was about helping other people realize that you also have potential, and the only way we can actually bring significance to this world, just like you said, is by bringing out our gifts and our purpose and letting them have full expression. So it's a journey that I have with God every day, even though I've crafted that out as, this is my purpose statement. Some people say that your passions, your passions, your strengths, combining your passions, your strengths, and thinking of how you can use them to bring significance to others. But I keep telling God, it's like a journey, like, this is my purpose, helping other people, helping young professionals find out their passions and purpose so they can live lives that are of significance. But I keep telling God that, keep showing me more and more and make it clearer to me, because I believe that it's a journey. It is one thing that is your purpose. You might over time find out that it becomes clearer to you. Just like John Maxwell was saying, when he started, he was a preacher in church, and he used to preach in churches and things. And then it became clearer to him that that was not actually his purpose. His purpose was actually to teach leadership all around the world, not just the church pastors. So I tell people, like, don't, if you get that moment where God just tells you this is your purpose, that's good for you. But if not, it's a journey. That's why it's a journey with God. Like, just keep asking God, make it clearer what you want me to do here on earth. Make it clearer for me as it's a walking journey between yourself and God. So don't be forced. And I think that's a place that your consultants, dermatologists, also missed it. Like, don't be forced, like that. I don't have a purpose. That's the end. It's not the end. It's a journey. You can start from somewhere, and it makes it clearer to you every day as you come to Him. It becomes clearer and clearer. Like he says that the path of the just like a shining light that shines brighter and brighter. Yeah. So that again, I always relate it to purpose as well. You can divide into mathematical things, like, okay, your purpose includes you're combining your passions and your strengths and thinking of which is fine. You create a purpose statement, but again, like I said, that is just using like a checkbox, a tick box, as the books would say. But the only way you can find out what your purpose is by going on a journey with the person that has created you, and it's an evolving journey. The more you work with Him, the more it makes it clearer to you.
Yeah, well, I agree with you 100%. It's a journey, but one balance I would like to bring is this. And a lot of people think that, I have to wait to get all the picture, to get all the puzzle together. Listen, that's a perfection myth. You need to know You can run with what you have and start where you are. That's the problem. A lot of people think you have to get, no, you won't get the whole picture of the future. It's like a puzzle. But the one you have, you need to be faithful. Mother Teresa she just discovered that she's meant to serve the poorest of the, and you need to start
where you are.
Where you are. A lot of people want to have, hey, I need to have social money. I have to have this thing, this and this. And listen, you don't have to. All you have to have is a why. When I give my life to Christ, because that's what I believe, coming to Christ matters because He is the light of the world. So He shines the light on. It gives you light. Because listen, one of the greatest, dear Moody talks about, one of the greatest tragedy in life is to succeed in what is not important. I mean, that's it. One of the greatest, you see, a lot of people are excelling in what is not important. Because when you are out of purpose, and that's why you see a lot of things happening in this world today. I mean, just heard about a 32-year-old, US athlete, and they just found her dead. They didn't know she was dead, and they were doing a home check that, a welfare check that they didn't hear from. I said, no, that's not right. That's not right. How can somebody die? God forbid. There's some people that I reach out to every day. If they didn't hear from me one day, they will be asking. For instance, now I inspire people every day. Because of my schedule yesterday, today, I came into a podcast. I've not done it. I've not shared. They'll be wondering what's going on. What's going on? By this time, it was a man, because I belong to a group called the Thinkers Island. You belong to that Thinkers Island. I shared a minimum of 5 quotes. I'm here to do it. Because I'm busy my schedule today, but after I'm done, I'm gonna do it. They'll be wondering what if you serving people, if you changing life within 24 hours, people cannot do without you. They will look for you. It's not days after you are dead that you'll be wondering where are you. That means you're not doing nothing about you. This is the danger of not living our purpose. You see that? You see, and I like the way you said it. Your purpose is not about you, it's all about others. And because it's all about others, if you serving others and they don't see you in 24/7, they will look for you. There was this story I had about this woman in this company. She was nice to the gate man, to the security guard. And many people are mean to the security guard. They look down on him. They just talk as if he's not there. But this woman is always nice. He will greet the man. Hello, how are you? How is your family and all that? What an awesome relationship. One day, the gate man realized that, I have not seen this woman. She's not out. What happened? Guess what? She was locked up in that office. Everybody left except her. But because she was impacting the life of this gate man, and the gate man went into the office looking for her and now found she was stalked. And those are not the days of cell phone that you trying to call someone with your cell phone that you stalked. And she was able to get, and the gate man was able to get her out. She said, oh, thank you. How did you know I'm here? She said, because I have not seen you say bye to me. I have not seen you say good night. I always wait for your good night. Wow. What a purpose. There was this man, he's a Catholic. He liked to go to early mass. 6:30 a.m. If that man walk past your house, you know it's 6:30 a.m. If it's not 6:30 a.m., you need to go and throw away your wall clock and get a new one. But one morning, the man is yet to pass. And some people believe it's not 6:30 a.m. yet. And they look at me, that was weird. The day was getting bright. The clock was saying 8 a.m., but this man has not crossed. They don't believe it's 6:30 a.m. It was getting to 12 o'clock. This man has not crossed. What happened? What happened? They have to go home. They found that the man was sick. That's why he couldn't go. he, through consistency, was impacting so many lives.
Yeah.
I mean, that might seem unnoticed, but some people noticed it. When that past here is 6:30, if it's not on your clock, on your wristwatch, change it. So
yeah, that's very true. I mean, there are people that are actually watching what we do, just like you said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The law of the picture. Now, my question for you is, at what point did you become aware of the leadership within you? At what point in your life did you become that you have this leadership potential?
This is a very interesting question, because I mean, I'd read books about leadership, but I never considered myself as a leader. Up until one point when I was back in medical school, I was in my final year, and then there was a consultant that was also involved in personal development and things, and he used to talk to us. And then he asked the class, like, okay, I'm going to ask you to nominate 2 people in this class that you would select as leaders that you believe have leadership potential, or that the leaders in this class. And obviously we had class reps, we had people that were holding posts and things like that. And then when the nomination came out, I saw that my name was there. All that I've been doing was that I've been serving, I've been consistent. Just like you said, I was always there. Like, you could know that, Tunde will be there in the morning. You'll be there. We'll make sure that the power is set up in the classroom. It'll be there. You can trust that you'll be there, seated in that seat at the front and things like that. And like you said, people are always watching. They're like, okay, this is consistency and this is the trait of a leader. And for some reason, they put my name there, and I was like, hold on a minute. I mean, in fact, if they ask anyone to come for any post or anything, I would definitely not take it, because I'll just hide somewhere. So it was that made me realize that even though I didn't feel like I was a born leader, but people actually saw the traits of leadership in me. So fast forward, I mean, I had other opportunities to serve as leadership, and I still did not put myself forward for leadership. And I remember back in my service year, I was nominated again, and I was like, where did that come from, to become the president of my community development service group? And it was nearly a year's tenure, which I did. And I remember towards the end, somebody came to me and like, you're the kind of leader that we all need. I see you becoming president one day. And I was like, oh God, I'm not planning to become president. But it just made me realize that I had that leadership potential within me, and I needed to develop it. And I believe that it's the same of everyone. We all have that leadership potential within us. We have that greatness within us, and we only need to realize it. It reminds me of the story of the Lion King. I don't know if you watch movies.
Yeah.
The Lion King, when he was born. Yeah, Simba, exactly. When he was born, when his father died, his uncle made him believe that it was the one that killed his father. They made him an outcast, and he left the area. It was really with the outcast, Simba and Kumon, and they were there. And it was not until when his friend and came to him and like, do you know who you are? You are the Lion King, like you are the king. And that's what all of us need to realize as well. That, do you know who we are? We all have that leadership because we all came from God, and He has put that trait within us. And I tell people that everybody can be a leader. You only just need to develop that leadership trait within you. And John Maxwell's book, Developing a Leader Within You, is a good place to start. It's a good place to help you realize that, hold on, this leadership thing, I can develop it as well. So yeah, I think that's when the full realization that I had that leadership potential within me came at the end of my tenure in medical school. And again, it's still a journey. I still tell people, like, I don't feel like I'm there yet, and I don't aspire to like be in positions. It's just showing people that, you know what, leadership just means taking responsibility.
Yeah, it's not about position.
Greatest of leaders is not about position.
No,
greatest of leaders are people that just take up responsibility, saying, you know what, I'll stand up and I'll do this, even if no one is going to do it, if no one is going to applaud me for it, I'll stand up and I'll do it, and you can count on me. That's what leadership is all about.
Wow, I really love how you remind me of that Lion King. It was the Rafi, that was the priest.
Exactly.
That hits Simba on the head. You know, I said, why did he hit me on the head? You know, I thought you said it doesn't matter. You know, so we need someone to hit us on the head to remind us of who we are. And the problem is, a lot of people, when you say who are you, and I'm a medical doctor, that's nonsense. That's what we call an identity problem. And somebody was dealing with that of recent. I was listening to one of the leaders that I respect. He said, never you find your identity in your profession. you need to find your identity in your purpose. For instance, now, if I find my identity in my medical doctor, I'm no longer practicing there. And that's why a lot of people are miserable, because when you stop doing that, you become miserable. That's what made that nurse to be driving cab, because she didn't know who she is. Some people, we need people like Rafi to hit us on the head. Do you know who you are? For real. It's very important, because until you know who you are, you won't know how to act. You can act according to your script if you don't know who you are. So identity is, that lack of identity is what makes so many non-entities. Non-entities is not just like a curse word, it's just like a non-entity. You know, and I believe our identity is rooted in our purpose, our why. Why? If somebody want to shoot you now and said, why should I spare you? Why should I spare you? You know, and you can tell. No, I mean, see, because that's purpose. Purpose is so vital. Because I'm saying it because you are a professor of purpose, and true. I know you. I know you're a learner and a leader. Now, the next question is the development. What price have you paid towards developing that leadership potential that you find out quickly?
Yeah, so I would say the price that I've paid is can be put in terms of the time, because obviously it takes time to develop the potential being. You can't just say, oh, I'm a leader and then go to bed and expect. You have to actually take time to invest. And again, I've also put resources in terms of buying books, investing in courses, joining programs like the John Maxwell team, investing in myself, because I cannot give what I don't have. So I need to invest in myself. And like Warren Buffett said, the best place to invest is to invest in yourself, because it's out of that fullness that you can give to others and you can make significance in the world. But what I would say that I would say the most important thing is in terms of the associations that I've had, and I've had to trade off some associations for the other ones. And like John Maxwell said, like you have to give up something in order to grow up. So I think I've had to separate myself from some associations that were not serving me, and intentionally look for associations that would make a difference in my life. Joining places like the John Maxwell team, I've met a couple other people. I've worked with a couple of people that have inspired me. I've joined a local Toastmasters group where I meet people where we actually challenge ourselves, we inspire ourselves, because like Jim Rohn said, that we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So I think for me, it has been more of the associations. Illustration of the spaceship. When the spaceship is going up, it has to drop off of the weight, because with that weight, it can't go up into orbit. And that's why for many of us, we need to separate ourselves from the people that are holding us down and find people that will actually pull us up and take us to where we need to be.
Wow, I like that spaceship analogy, that without weight, it can't go off into orbit. Wow, no. That's so true. That's so true. And this is really what the first guest actually talked about. She talked about how she need to break away from relationships. She said the biggest price she has paid is letting go of relationship that doesn't serve her in achieving her dreams. And it's very important. And that's why I came up with the LED concept, you know, in dealing with people. And number one, you have a limited association. There's some people that you have to limit your association with. You're not fighting them, but you're just wise in spending less time with them. And the E, and this is what we call the expanded association. There's some people that you have to expand the association. These are multipliers. I just came up with a concept that God gave me when I was about to train a group of leaders, and it's coming up in my one of my new books that is coming out in September, and it's called The Beautiful People, and the acronym is beautiful, and it's actually beautiful. This expanded
acronyms.
Oh yeah, that's my gift. I discovered that, and I discovered that while I was in med school, and I was able to help a lot of my medical colleagues. We had more than 400 students, and I started a mnemonic club, and I call it IBM.com, Ibadan Mnemonic Community, and I was the head of that community. I bring people of like minds together, you know, and I've been rightly accused as a chief acronym specialist, you know. Yeah. But the thing is, it's a gift. It's my DNA. It comes out. I don't make it up. So that morning I was just praying and for what fresh to share, because I want to give you a picture of what these people look like. This expanded, that the people that you need to spend your time with, this expanded association. And the acronym is beautiful. Number one, people that believe in you. E, people that encourage you to go after your dreams. A, people that applaud your victories. U, people that unlock your potentials. T, people that trust in you. I, people that influence you positively. That's another teaching. I can give you the acronym for that one. That's influencer. That's the acronym. I can go into that one. Yeah. Now, the F, people that fight by your side against your oppositions. Those are what we call your allies. You're not there, they are there. Nobody can say negative thing about you. They will fight as if you're there. Then the U, people that unite with your other allies. They are your allies. They unite with your other allies. Because they know that your allies are for you. And the L, people that love you unconditionally. So those are the kind of people you want to expand association, you want to spend more time with. You want to surround yourself with them. They are pun intended. They are positive, uplifting, and nourishing company. And the last one is D, dissociation. These are people that you want to break away from. They are taking you opposite to your dream. Whoever is not going to your direction, in your direction is your distraction. Those are the D people. You have to dissociate. It doesn't matter if they're your family member, you have to break away from them. Because they're going to hurt you and hurt your dream. There are 4 people in your life, people that add to you, people that subtract from you, people that divide you, and people that multiply you. You need to identify that. So I call that the LED. I learned this from Jim Rohn, but he doesn't call it LED concept. I'm the one that named it LED concept. So now, having said that, the last question is, what role has mentorship played in your life? Ben Johnson said, he that has himself for a mentor has a fool for a mentor. He that is taught of himself has a fool for a mentor. Can you tell people as a leader, what role has mentorship played in your life in making you and to become an effective leader? I know we are still on a journey, but the truth is you are one of the effective leaders that I know, So what role has mentorship plays in making you an effective leader? Because some people think that they don't need a mentor. They can read books by themselves. They can watch YouTube. They can listen to podcasts. They think mentorship is not for everybody. And I've had some people ignorantly, so naively said that.
Mentorship is definitely important. Anywhere you want to go, you have to ask the people that have gone before you, and that will help you make less mistakes. To be honest, I used to be in that party, like, what do you need a mentor for? Because I have, obviously we all have distant mentors, and for some people you might have them as up close mentors. People like John Maxwell. I've never met John Maxwell physically. You have, I know you have a personal relationship with John Maxwell. Robin Sharma, I subscribe to some of his mentorship courses online and do all that, but I can't pick up my phone and say, hi, Robin, can you advise me on this? So we all need to have that up-close mentorship relationships. But for many of us who are young individuals, a challenge is actually finding a mentor, and secondly, getting people that would mentor us. Well, many people don't seem to understand that people have that challenge. And I think the problem is because we look at mentorship as, someone that you have to look up in high esteem, John Maxwell. If it's not John Maxwell, then I don't have a mentor. I think that's where the problem starts from. My own approach to mentorship is you don't have to go too far. You have to just look for someone who's like 1 or 2 steps ahead of you. And you don't have to have one single mentor. You can have multiple mentors, because we're all human beings. There's no perfect human being. There's some traits you find in one person that you want to pick up. There's some traits in another person you want to pick up. So for example, my dad is one of my mentors in terms of leadership through humility and service. For multiple roles, he's been called to become a leader without even, for posts that normally they'll have to do election, and they were like, no, we are electing for this role because of the way he has just demonstrated humility and service. And those, like I said, and when I give you that example of how in my school people nominated me as a leader just because they saw those traits in me, humility and service. So mentors give you something to emulate and something to look up to, and there are people that can correct you when you are missing the mark. I don't think I've ever shared this thing online before, but I'll just do it now. There was a time that we're back in medical school, and obviously we raised money for events and things like that. And I remember that we raised some money for an event, and obviously I think part of the thing was if you help them, they can to stimulate people to like to raise money for the events. They can give you commissions for it, just like sales. And then they gave me, and I told my dad, oh, I had this. They gave me the commission. They were like, no, return that money to them. You don't need the money. And I'm like, where's my commission? I was like, no, return it to them. And since then, I've had that. I mean, it's something that stuck with me. Like, I don't need to collect a commission for doing good. That's something that I've learned from that. And many times people say, "Oh, come and have this." I'm like, "No, I don't need this. This is something that has been instilled in me." So one of my mentors, my dad. I have another mentor locally who's helped me with my speaking journey. He's from my Toastmasters club. His name is Mohammed Kasuji. He helped me with speaking, with doing things online. I mean, there were times when I started a YouTube channel. First, when I wrote my book, he was there. When I started my YouTube channel, I was always giving me feedback. Like, who else would have done that for me? It would do a full voice note and say, well, you've done this. This is what you should do next time. I didn't see the passion coming out. You make sure you do your screen this way. I mean, when I started, I could not speak in front of the screen looking at you like that. And it's just that you just have to take little steps. You don't have to have someone all the way up. Obviously, there are times that you might outgrow that mentor and you need to have another mentor, but you should always have someone that you look up to. When I was writing my book, there was a doctor, Dr. Joe. He was written over 13 books. He's a doctor as well. He was someone that I looked up to in terms of writing, and he was there to correct me and tell me this is what you should do. This is not professional enough. So we always need someone that has gone ahead of us to ask how should we go along the way. And if you have one mentor that embodies all of that, that's fine. But if not, you can have mentors in different things. At the moment, I'm looking for a mentor in relationship of my wife and I. So all I have to do is, my wife and I have been married for 5 years. Let's look for a couple that have been married for 10, 15 years that we love their relationship and we want to be like them. I think that's a practical approach for young people. You don't have to say, oh, it has to be what's the name of this lady, that Joyce Mayer or something.
Yeah.
At some point you will get there. Dr. Koku has met Dr. Maxwell. I haven't, but while I wait to meet Dr. Maxwell, what am I doing where I am? It's like we said at the beginning, start with what you have, where you are.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
That is what I encourage young people, especially look for people that have gone 1 or 2 steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have anyone to look up to, then there's no way you can.
Exactly. My mentor, Bishop David Oyedepo, said, you can't play your role well without a role model. And I like what you said, next level mentor. Like you said, Dr. John Maxwell is not someone I can pick up on the phone and call, and hello, sir, what should I? No. I only met him when I took a picture with him. And there's no, I mean, more than that. Okay. I desire to have a closer relationship with him. It's going to happen. But like I said, but you can have a next level mentor. People that I have people like that in my life. In fact, even in Maxwell Leadership, I have next level mentors. Someone like Yannick X, that's his name. How did I get to know him? I was still young in the Maxwell Leadership, and he reached out to me. I was just like a month, here, because he was part of the pack. They checked on new people that just signed up. And he told me, well, I'm from Cameroon originally, came to US, did pharmacy, then please, if you need any help. And because of what he did to, because I was just new, I mean, it's like a wide ocean. I'm going to swim, like that. So he's been putting me through, and that association. In fact, one time he came last year to speak, not too far from me, stayed 2 nights with us. My wife, I talked about him a lot. My wife get to meet him. It was a good time together. Picked him up from the airport, dropped him off, took him to the speaking engagement. We hang out together. I mean, we got to know each other much more, and I find that we were even mentoring him in relationship because he's yet to marry. So,
wow.
So like
that's
that,
how life is.
So, you see what I'm saying? So this is what we call reverse mentoring.
Mentoring, definitely.
Reverse mentoring, and is what many people they didn't know about, So, like I said, you need to know that you need multiple mentors, like you said, and find what you need from someone. I mean, the fact that someone can mentor in one area doesn't mean that they can mentor in all areas. That's why you need different kind of mentors in different areas. For instance, financially now, and I have a mentor now in this America right now. His name is Dave Ramsey. And so he's mentoring me in that area. I'm one of his coordinator for the Financial Peace University. In fact, our church is sponsoring that movement and all that. So, and how did I met him? I went to Orlando for the leadership for the Maxwell conference, and he was one of the speakers, and he was talking about the momentum theorem. But he didn't talk about money, he didn't talk about finance. But when I now find out who he is, I say, wow, this man is solid. And now I listen to his advice. He talks about that now because he became a millionaire. He went broke, bankrupt. Now he's worth more than $200 million. That's the kind of man I want to listen to. Yeah, but that was in finance. In leadership, of course, and communication is your Maxwell. But like I said, you need people that are closer, even in that you can grab on. You need someone you can call. That you can, because you will get stuck in life. You need someone that can help you. So don't wait for you to have so-called larger-than-life mentors. Look for people closer to you, like Mohammed you're talking about now. And it's been a great time with you today. And can you tell people how they can link up with you, how they can meet you if people want to connect with you, how they can find you?
Yeah, definitely. You can. I think where you find me the most nowadays is on LinkedIn. Using my name, Tunde Kukoyi. I'm not sure if there's many other Tunde Kukoyis on LinkedIn, but if you search for Tunde Kukoyi on LinkedIn, you'll find me. And you can also check out my YouTube channel. It's called The Passion and Purpose of. I've got some videos there that you might find helpful. But every month we do something called the Passionate Professional Series. And again, I find that interestingly, I find it as an opportunity for mentoring because I want to embody that passionate professional that does not define himself just by his profession. So I look for people that have gone ahead of me. Dr. Koku came there. I look for people that are in healthcare, government, media, arts, sports, that are combining it with other things and still bring out their passion. So it's something to look forward to. If you go to The Passion and Purpose of, you would find me there as well. Thank you so much, Koku.
You're welcome. Here you go, everyone. I believe our guest today, Dr. Tunde Kukoyi, has really done justice. He has delivered the goods and the goose. It was a great time having you. And before we come your way next time with another, authentic leader that are making a difference, I want you to remember to put into practice everything you've learned, because that is the key to transformation application. Thank you.